You know, the saddest part of this is that I really don't want to keep making the same video over and over and over again. But every time I go on my phone, I see a new quote about a new remake that's being made, where the character in it has no idea what they're talking about, and they're flat out saying, "Don't see my product." I bring you to Collider.com, where Nico Parker is having a wonderful time filming How to Train Your Dragon. Yes, this girl is playing the Nordic-looking Astrid. You know, the white blonde hair girl. You look at Nico and say, uncanny. But let's just go on to some of her quotes really quickly. And I read, "I think it's very much its own thing." Okay, I don't want your own thing. I don't want something that's unique. If you're making How to Train Your Dragon into, I say this, I really don't know though, is this a show or a movie they're making? Because multiple places are telling me different things, and I find it a little bit strange. It's like a Marvel's Armored Wars, where originally it was a show, and now it's a movie, and now it's back to being a show again. This totally up in the air. This one, I don't really know if this is a show or a movie yet, but either way, I don't want it to be its own thing. I want shot-for-shot remake of the original movie. You know, that really great movie that everyone loved? So she starts off, as I say again, I think it's very much its own thing. Nobody wants to hear your own thing. Especially now with all the garbage that Hollywood is churning out these days. Everything's just a remake and a sequel or a reboot or some shit like that. And it's all garbage. I can't say that enough. It's just all nothing but piles of garbage they're throwing out these days. Let me continue. But I'd like to think so much of that magic is also prevalent in this one. Okay, a know-nothing quote. But I think it's its own film, and it's its own interpretation, and everyone has their own version of a character. What was wrong with Astrid in the original? At no point while watching the movies or the spin-off TV shows did I sit down and go, wow, Astrid is just, the worst character that has ever existed in all of humanity. Yeah, that's what she needs. Her own version of the character. Great idea. It's important to not get too wrapped up, especially because the animated ones are so brilliant. Yeah, the animated ones are brilliant. Why are you trying to change them? It's like, let's not try and just do a play-by-play of that. Why? Because it would make money? I think the most successful live-action version ever was The Lion King, which was essentially a shot-for-shot remake, except that they added a female hyena that was kind of Scar's second in command, which I thought was a fantastic idea, because you got her fighting Nala in the end, which I thought that was a brilliant move. And it did give a little bit more depth to the hyenas, so yeah, you added a tiny little addition on a play-by-play that realistically didn't impact everything at all, but it was still good, and I enjoyed it very much, though. So, why would you not want to make a play-by-play remake of an iconic movie? What do I know? And if anyone wants that, they can just watch the animated one. Perfect! Fuck you, I'm not watching your shit. That's how it works, because I don't want to watch your stupid remake version of it, though. And I continue, I think it'll be wonderful. And if it isn't, I'm having a wonderful time making it anyway. Says that. Hey, if it's dog shit, it's whatever. I'm having a great time doing it. Imagine for a second being paid money to promote something, and you say a quote like that. Does your agent just pull you aside and say, okay, here's the list of all the responses you're ever going to say for the rest of your life. If someone asks you, hey, is this show or movie going to be great? You're going to say, yes, it's absolutely going to be great. I had a fantastic time doing it. One of the best opportunities I've ever had in my life. What a beautiful project. I hope everyone sits down and loves this just as much as I loved making this. Wouldn't that just be the smartest thing ever? If you go out there and tell everyone what a great product you have, and that maybe you should sit down and pay money or invest your time to watching this. What do I know? Just failing Hollywood, failing again. And lastly, she says, I think it's wonderful no matter what. Okay, just what's going on here? Can you imagine for a second the studio heads reading this and going, wow, she really told the world that this show's going to be dog shit. Actually, really quickly, I need to find out. It's a f***ing show or movie. Live action. Why are you not telling me what this is? The live action How to Train Your Dragon will be confirmed for 2025 release and will be based on the original book. Again, why are you not telling me if this is going to be a movie or a show? Oh, well, my mistake. I was wrong, though. I thought originally this was going to be a TV show, and I kind of would rather have seen that, though. Just maybe like 8 episodes, half hour, 20-minute each episodes, and just kind of flesh out the world and things like that. I mean, if you want to do your own thing, wouldn't that make more sense? Like with the, for example, the Percy Jackson TV show, okay? There was a Percy Jackson movie that came out years and years ago. Now they have a TV show which just fleshes things out more, and you're not just struggling with an hour and a half to 2 hour time frame to tell your own story. I thought it might have been a better idea doing a TV show. I'm actually in favor of either miniseries or, short adaptation TV shows better than just a remake of a movie or something like that, though. Just... It's gonna be bad, guys. I think the other castings came out too, and it just looks bad. Yeah, here we have Rough Nut and Tough Nut. You know those identical looking twins in the first one? You know how they look the same. I mean, this guy, he looks like him. He looks like Tough Nut a lot. And then we have and then we got Snoutlot over here. I guess he works. So he was the geeky one, if I'm not mistaken. And then we got Fish Legs. I guess it was like the Chad guy, the group in the original. I guess this one works. I guess Snoutlot works really well too. But I mean, you got Gerard Butler. That works. That's fantastic. And the kid that plays Hiccup, it looks like him. Gobbard looks great too. And then of course you got Astrid. Can you imagine for a second just being a casting director? It's like, yeah, I need a white Nordic girl with blonde hair. And then Nico Parker walks in and you just look over at the producers and go, is this really happening? Like, is this really what we're going with? And of course the character of Astrid is going to be nothing more than just their excuse against all criticism. That's what it's going to be. That's why they casted her, and that's what Hollywood does these days, and everyone knows that. Every single movie we're seeing going forward right now has that little bit of diversity inclusion, so then they can always say, well, our movie didn't fail. It was because of the racists and the homophobes and the sexists and stuff like that. That's why our product failed, not because, the people that were making it just had a fun time and didn't really give a shit. I think it'll be wonderful no matter what. Quotes like that. So, I don't know. How to Train Your Dragon, the remake movie, it's gonna be bad. And it's gonna be bad. And we all know it's gonna be bad. And just, what the hell's going on in Hollywood these days? Just taking things that was an absolute beloved movie. Everyone loved the first one. I thought the second one was so much better. Thought the third one had a little bit of a drop-off. But it was still good, though. Still a fantastic trilogy. And even the spin-off Netflix shows weren't that bad either. And it still captured the magic of the original 3 without just shitting on it and going off on its own tangent. So, I wonder if Astrid's going to be the best Dragon Rider of all time. Oh, that'll be interesting, though, because obviously she's going to be the strong, independent, diverse, girl boss character, which we've seen in every single product going forward now. So, is Astrid going to be the greatest Dragon Rider of all time? Is she going to be the one that helps Hiccup, assemble the machinery for Toothless and help him fly again? That'll be interesting. Time will tell. What do you guys think about that one?